Hotel cards, are they a good fit or not? Well, for those who travel or are looking to take aspirational trips in the near future, the short answer is maybe. In this video, hopefully I can help demystify some of the questions around hotel cards and where they may fit in your setup, and why I'm considering a few specific cards. But first, a few housekeeping items. Hotel cards are known as travel cards, and they're co-branded between a card issuer like Chase or American Express and a hotel chain like Hilton or Marriott. And they range from cards with no annual fee and little protections and benefits to high annual fees with travel protections and benefits, elite night credits to help boost your path towards status, or they give you a specific level of status just for holding the card, free night awards, and elevated earning potential to get you to spend on that card. And there's a bit of overlap with some of the credits and benefits of these cards when compared to the general travel cards like the American Express Platinum. So keep that in mind and don't overextend yourself with high annual fee cards that have redundant benefits. Also, hotel cards don't have transferable currency like the general travel cards do. So when you earn points on a hotel card, pretty much the only way that you can redeem those points is for hotel stays. So compare that to the Chase Sapphire Reserve, which earns Chase Ultimate Rewards points. And these Ultimate Rewards points can be used for the following. First, cashback at a 1 cent to 1 point ratio. So 10,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points would be worth $100 cash back. Second, for purchasing gift cards at that same 1 cent to 1 point ratio. Booking hotels, flights, and car rentals in the Chase Travel Portal with a 50% boost on these points. So that same 10,000 Ultimate Rewards points is now worth $150 for travel. Or transferring out to Chase's transfer partners. This is where that $100 in cashback or $150 of value in the Chase Travel Portal could be worth north of $200. But Hilton is not a transfer partner of Chase, and typically hotels other than Hyatt are not good value in terms of travel redemptions with these transfer partners of the general travel cards. Which is why there could be good value in hotel cards and why I'm considering these specific Hilton cards. And if you do get any value out of this, thumbs up and subscribe buttons are down below if you do care to click them. Another thing to consider with the general travel cards like the Sapphire Reserve or the American Express Platinum is they often have Amex offers or Chase offers where you can get discounts or cash back for staying at specific properties. And here's a few different ones that I've found between Chase and American Express. So you can see there's a lot of value. Now, some of these in particular, like the American Express, tend to target some of the high value properties or properties in specific locations or regions, a lot of which are not in the US. Whereas the Chase offers can focus more on your mid-tier hotel chains that you find at all of your big and medium-sized cities that has more benefit to the average business traveler. And you may not know that I'm a bit of a Marriott loyalist. I've stayed at Marriott properties over 1,000 nights the last 12 to 13 years for work, but that doesn't mean I'm necessarily loyal to Marriott overall, nor should you be to any specific hotel chain. I do try other hotels, other chains, and the beauty with having some of these general travel cards is it doesn't necessarily lock us into a hotel chain. Take, for instance, the American Express Platinum, which opens your eyes to the hotel collection and fine hotels and resorts, which through this, I stayed at the Conrad New York Midtown last year. So you can look at this a few different ways depending on how much you care about the cent per point valuation or if it's a bit subjective to you. So for context, the cent per point valuation on this $807 room rate at 95,000 points would be just north of 0.8 cents per point. So not a bad redemption for Hilton. Whereas a lot of people look at this and say, I would never pay $800 in cash for a hotel room. So those points don't have as much value to me. And other people look at that as like, I'm not going to do this unless I get a redemption with a Hilton property that's close to or above 0.8 cents per point. So in this case, this is a pretty good redemption. So before we dig in on these cards, just a quick overview of Hilton. They have 18 brands from Hampton Inn and DoubleTree. Shout out to DoubleTree Tallahassee, where I worked in college and ate way too many chocolate chip cookies, to Waldorf Astorias and Conrad hotels, over 7,000 hotels in total, and they do compete pound for pound with Marriott. Now, they've done away with their award chart recently, which makes it a little more inconvenient to try to book a trip out in advance. And the room redemptions range from 5,000 points to north of 100,000 points. But people seem to love these Hilton cards. So let's take a look at the two most popular cards right now. Both of these Hilton cards are from American Express, and they've both been revamped recently. And you'll find with American Express, they like to have higher annual fees and lots of credits and benefits that we're going to get to. First, this Hilton Aspire card is the largest in terms of the annual fee, and it's the premium tier card from Hilton with a $550 annual fee with all of its credits and benefits. Pretty bummed that the welcome offer on this card dropped from 180,000 points down to 150,000 points here in January of 2024, but the valuation, even at a half a cent per point, is still $750 or more for this card. So you're more than going to recoup the annual fee in year one. And it has solid earning potential with 14 points per dollar on Hilton properties, 7 points per dollar on flights either booked through the Amex travel portal or directly with the airline, 7 points per dollar on rental cars booked directly and on dining, and then 3x everywhere else. So really solid earning, especially when you're trying to hit the minimum spend requirement. There's a lot of mixed opinions about status with airlines and hotels, and are they truly worth the spend? To me, hotel status is definitely worth it, especially if we're talking diamond status. Whereas if you think about airline status and you're traveling with a party of 4, the likelihood of getting upgraded is slim to none. Whereas with the hotel, it doesn't matter whether you're traveling solo or with a party of 4. And if you get upgraded, everybody gets to reap the benefits, meaning you have more room for activities, you have more beds, you have a balcony that your kids can jump off of. And there's some different publications that have put the value of status, like diamond status with Hilton and the different levels of status there, to show you what the value is and the spend required to hit that status if you don't have one of these credit cards. And as with most of these top tier cards, you get a points boost on your Hilton stays, this one being a 100% points boost. And with the revamp of this card, you now have a $400 Hilton resort credit, which is split into two $200 credits, one each half of the year. Something I really like about the free night award with this card is, one, you can earn additional free night awards for each $30,000 you spend on this card. So if you spend 60 grand, you get a total of 3 free night awards, and they're uncapped. The only exclusions are Hilton Club and Hilton Club Vacations properties. The $200 flight credit is a bit bizarre as it's broken down into $50 each quarter to just give you more to think about. The cell phone protection is nice on this card. The rental car coverage is secondary, but there's a few other features and benefits that I'll show on the screen here. Now, those credits and benefits are great, but only if you're going to take advantage of them, which is why I'm also considering the Surpass card, which is somewhat of a gateway into Hilton. This card only has a $150 annual fee, still comes with a decent 130,000 point welcome offer right now. The minimum value of those points is around $650, so still more than 4 times the return on what the annual fee is the first year. So you're only required to spend $3,000 in the first 6 months on this card, making it really good return on spend, and the earning multipliers are as follows. So we're looking at 12 points per dollar on Hilton spends, 6 points per dollar on dining, groceries, and gas, 4 points per dollar on online retail, and 3 points per dollar everywhere else. Now keep in mind, we do need to slice these points in half in terms of the earning multipliers and the valuation of the Hilton points. This card does grant you gold status, but I already get access to gold status with my American Express Platinum, and there's little to no value with gold status. You do get a free night award, but only after spending $15,000 on this card. So you'd have to hit the minimum spend plus an additional $12,000. Honestly, I feel like that $12,000 would be best spent somewhere else, hitting another sign-up bonus. I'm trying to compare this to my current Bonvoy Boundless card, which has a $95 annual fee, but comes with the free night award regardless of what I spend on the card, whereas the Surpass card, they want me to spend $15,000 before I get a free night award. So the return on that spend, I don't really know if that makes sense to me. You do get Emerald Club executive status from National here, which is decent value, and then the quarterly $50 hotel credit, but that means you'd have to stay at a Hilton property and pay for that every single quarter to get the value here. So not sure I'm really tracking with this card. Maybe there's something I'm missing with this card. Comment down below if you can share some insight or if you have this card today. And as always, spend wisely, redeem those points to create some once-in-a-lifetime memories, and until next time.